Hello, hello. Welcome to another fresh episode of Tea with Tay. Today is about to be crazy because I'm with my fave, my birthday mate, superstar girl, Mo to the cheddar. Mo cheddar, best clap for my girl. Ah, ah. I know some we go talk plenty
My
today.
number one birthday mate.
Ah,
You're
ah.
my first birthday mate I ever found. And after I found you, I did plenty.
We don't do plenty.
I
You.
started
October
just
16th, they're
realizing,
very
and I was not
special.
happy after I found out.
You were accommodating.
No, when I met you, I was like, okay, today is good. When I started seeing someone,
No, we have another person
but
that's
we're
also
cool
October
though.
16th. Mrs.
Jumoke
Jumoke
Adeno, she's
Ademo.
fabulous.
She's amazing.
A lot of 16 October people are so
A lot of
fabulous.
Libras are amazing.
Always.
Yeah, I think that's where we bonded. The
Facts,
fact that
yeah.
we're
We're so alike.
creatives
We're
and
so
Libras.
cool. And deep.
Good to have you on my show.
Yeah, good to see. Finally, I've been waiting. I've been wondering that.
Ah,
When will Teresa text me?
I just think you're gonna roll your eyes.
When will Teresa call me? Okay.
Well, you're so petty.
Yeah.
But good to have you. Yeah, yeah. So I've always been a fan. Like I say this to everybody. I still play your old
When you were how old?
tracks. I started listening to you like when like secondary school. I just ended secondary school. So let's say 11, 10, 12. No,
Which 12?
like by 10, 11, I was
Maybe
already listening
9,
to
10.
no 10, 11
10,
ish,
11 -ish.
ish,
Okay.
MTV and yeah.
Yeah.
You started singing early though, like
Yeah.
really early.
Really early.
How early did music start for you?
Music started when I was about 14. I was in SS2, SS1 going on SS2. That's when it started. But before then, obviously, I always thought I was going to be, always just believed I was going to be a star. So I was living like a star.
Ah,
Basically, I'll come back from school, I'll rehearse, I'll dance, I'll write.
what were your references? Because at that age, you're watching.
Destiny's Child.
Right.
And I've always loved Beyonce.
You
So
always
I
thought
will
you were
come
Beyonce.
and
Abi?
Aliyah and I'll do all the dance steps. I will practice my routines.
Mm,
And back then they used to sell CDs. Artists used to do behind the scenes
yeah.
of their recordings and all of that. So in Sabo, I'll make sure that's how it used to be. So you buy CDs, right? And then the artists will take you through their journey. So you're just not watching the video.
Yeah,
You're watching
BTS.
the BTS. So they used to sell that. So I had so many tapes. And my dad would buy me lots of CDs as well. So I was obsessed with BTS. So you know what they do now? They'll do voice training. They'll be washing us. So me too, I just used to do the washings too. Because I just knew that. I just felt it. I knew it was going to happen. Everybody thought I was mad, by the way. Until it happened.
I know that feeling.
Everybody thought I was
usually
crazy.
think you're crazy. Like,
yeah.
And you're also very different from the rest of your siblings. So
Always.
Like, what's wrong with this
what's
one?
wrong with this one? But my parents never made me feel weird. Funny enough, they never told me I was, well, my siblings did. But my mom or my dad always say, you're perfect, you're special, you're so talented. But my dad would say, come and perform for me. What song did you write? To say, sing for me. Obviously, my brother would be like, song is whack. But, but my parents, nah, they thought I was.
God bless
they
them.
thought I was everything as well. So yeah, that's how
that
it
really
started.
helps with the confidence of a child, right?
Yeah, it does.
But did you sing in church? Were you?
I sang in church when I was way younger, but the texture of my voice didn't really fit into alto, soprano, or tenor or anything. So it was just hard for me. It was just different. So I left church. And I was never the soloist, so that was my issue. Because my voice was so soft. So I didn't have the big voices where I could just take charge. I want to do background singer. I'm Beyonce now. I didn't come here for this.
Nah, demo.
So no, jokes apart. But I left choir when I was about 12 because I just felt like I didn't have a place there. My voice didn't have a place there. And when I was 14. Then I became a studio rat, and I don't know if people know this. Wiz and I, we would go from Ojo Elegba.
Yeah.
We used to go to Ojo Elegba together.
Wow.
Yes, we would go to studios. We'll see. I can't believe I've forgotten all these people. You know them. Shemo retire, Irala, la, all that. And then what's the name of this guy that died? That producer. Oh, damn it. He was the one in Surulere. We'll go there, we'll see Neola, we'll see all these old time singers, and we just used to watch back then. And we'll studio hop and meet different people, get inspired. But I've been studio hopping since I was 14, basically.
And your parents were okay with that? Like,
I had a curfew. A lot of times my mom would take me. And then later I became Wiz's friend. I became Ice Prince's friend, obviously for protection. And we would all go to studios together. And, they were the boys. So they'll be with me. And not for long. I had to be back home before 5 anyway.
But did you have money to pay studio time?
No, we won't record. We're watching them record.
But they just known as these
children. I'm sure they just thought we were just clowns. Because they'll just be like, oh, and they'll let us be there. And we'll just be watching them write, vibe, record. OJB.
OJB is
OJB
real. Bless
studio.
his soul.
We would go to OJB studio, and he was such a sweet guy. We knew them anyway, had a relationship with them anyway.
Mm,
And we just go vibe, hang out, see how music was done,
mm.
and I'll go back home. And then I got signed to my label when I was about 14, 15. That's when I got signed to my label.
How did they discover you?
So they were my family friends.
All right.
Anyway, and they used to have guitars and just used to hang around. But I never really looked at them like, I want to sing with these guys because they used to do neo soul. They were very, very, um, what do you call it, bohemian with their style of music. But I tried and tried, and one day I just went, you know what? I can sing, girl. Do you know? They were looking at me like, really, Mo? I was like, yeah, take me seriously. And I've written a couple of songs. So I started singing to one of them, which was my family friend at that time. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to call my friends. I didn't even know he had so many friends, proper music
Mm-hmm.
friends. And they all came to the house one day and they gave me an assignment. They told me to write a song and they gave me a theme. And I wrote a song and they came the next day. And I sang it for about 6 of them. And they were like, oh my God, you're a star. And then
You're probably performing
me.
I trust.
That's the work I used to do. My mom had this mirror in her room.
Oh, the
And I
mirrors.
would
Ask my brother. I
perform.
was a performer in front of
Yeah.
the mirror.
I was ready to go, honestly. And I did that. And they were like, yeah, we're going to sign
And they signed
you.
you.
And they signed me.
So what was the first hit?
My first hit was, I don't know why I'm forgetting things. One Berry. That was my first
Oh, I
hit.
know that
Let me
song.
tell you how One Berry went, right? Because I had school. Yeah.
Oh, you were still in secondary school at the
No, I
time.
was 16. I just finished and I entered uni immediately. So I finished secondary in August and I was in uni in September.
You entered Unilag, right?
Yeah, I went to University of Lagos. I was in uni in September and I was busy. Obviously, I had like a holiday and then I got busy, you're doing your matriculation, you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to register, and that's very rigorous. So I didn't have time to be at the studio. So somebody else was supposed to sing the One Berry hook. And she was not around. She was in Unilag as well. She was very busy. So they kept saying, Mo should come, Mo should come. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go. They didn't even want me to sing it. And I went to the studio, even though, yes, I was signed, but I don't think they wanted me to sing that early. They were just training me and they just wanted me to grow, basically.
Right.
So they just went, you know what? Just do it. Let Source Kid even hear something to come
Yeah.
and rap on. That's how I entered studio. I'm very, they thought, okay, sounds okay. That's how Soskid, and Soskid was a big star.
Yeah.
Such a
Yeah.
big star then.
Yeah.
And Soskid came and Soskid goes, I like this girl. She's going to stay on the hook.
I love it.
They didn't want me to stay on the hook, but Soskid wanted me to stay on the hook. So I just did it for Sauce to have something to record to.
And that's when.
And so the girl would come back and do it because she was the one. She was the star that, was next.
Do we know this girl?
No.
Okay.
She had such a beautiful voice.
Mm.
She was the one that was supposed to go first before me. I was still young. And I did it. And Sauce goes, no.
She should stay on it.
She should stay on it. She sounds good. And I stayed on it. And then I didn't even think it was that great, right? And the video, I wasn't supposed to be there either. I was supposed to be in the video. It was like I just said One Berry like 20 times.
So when they released the song, it blew up. Clearly.
What? Timmy son, you know why God is so wonderful? It did not only blow up. Everybody kept asking, who is that girl? And what did I say? Everybody kept asking, who is that girl? I remember and I'm like, why are they asking who's that girl? It just didn't make sense. So when it was time to shoot the video, I wasn't supposed to be in the video, right? Because it was such a minute part of the song. And then Clarence goes, no, she's going to be in this video because everybody's asking who that girl is. Everybody wants to see who that girl is. So I do the video. And in the video, I do a spin. There's this crazy ass spin.
You did a lot in that video.
There was this, I went
for
up
somebody
and
who
down,
had done so many lines.
and I did a spin. And that spin, I don't know, maybe people have not seen spinning before, but that spin was good. And when I tell you, I blew up. I blew up.
From that single?
When I say I blew up, I don't know what it was. Everybody was talking about me.
And this was you just fresh into Unilag, right?
Fresh into Unilag. I became a superstar. When I entered the class, people were like, you first be seeing one babe. By the time school started in December, January, I was Mo.
Please tell me about First of all, you have to tell me how Mocheda the name came about, because your name
Yeah.
is Mudukwe. We know
Yeah,
you
my
as
name is
Mudukwe.
Modupes. Yeah.
And tell me that transition into like Mocheda, the star, and you get into Unilag for like, I know what Unilag is like,
Yeah.
going through Unilag. I went to Unilag,
Mhm.
but this is you as a star now, and you're in
Mhm.
Unilag.
Yeah.
How did Unilag happen for you eventually?
You know what? One thing my mom told me when I wanted to do music, she looked at me and when they wanted to sign me, she said, "You know what? My daughter is not going to do drugs. She's not going to do alcohol. She's going to go to school and she's going to have good grades." And she looks at me and she goes, the day I see that you're faltering in your grades, you're not going to do this. And trust me, when my mom tells you that,
She
yeah,
means it.
she means it. Even if she has to kill me. So when I looked at her and I thought, I had to get good grades. I had to be good in school to do music. So it was a no brainer for me. I was juggling the two. I have insomnia till today because of that. Because every song, everything I ever did, I did all night. I wouldn't sleep for days. Sometimes I'll go a whole week without sleep. And I'll make it for all my classes.
You were still going to
What
classes.
are you saying? Class rep, by God's grace, they'll put that class at 8 a.m. If not for anything, because of me. They want to see if I will come. Sometimes I would go for a show or something and say that Mo, she will not come. Let's see if
Please,
she's
what
gonna
department were you in?
come. I was in creative arts. But I will come.
Creative arts has to be one of your stressful departments, and I'm saying
Ah,
this to the
cha.
camera.
And yeah,
In Unilag, you have to be
yeah.
doing your rehearsals in the morning.
And do your rehearsals in the evening.
You
And they
don't even
put
see creative
rehearsals.
art students. They're always rehearsing.
They'll put rehearsals at the oddest time. And I would be at
7 a.m.,
rehearsals
6 a.m.
6 a.m., sometimes 11 p.m.
Outside of school, what was happening with your career?
I was doing well. I was obviously young. I was famous. I was traveling.
Mm,
I always had one interview or the other. I was up and I was always on the
yes,
move.
yes.
I was always on the move. I'll go 2 months without seeing my bed sometimes at 17, at 18.
So all those times when you're dropping those hits from, um,
If you want me.
I'm not to, sorry.
That's why I was already like a three now. Then Komaro, if you want me,
Komaro.
yeah. That's when you knew me. I've been singing
No, I
like
know
3 years
if
before
you, I know
that.
that Berry song,
Yeah, yeah,
but like Komaro was a hit.
yeah. Komaro was a hit.
Komaro was the
Ajide
one
the
we were
legend
dancing
did
around
it.
Lagos
Yeah,
now. Yeah, so that one was a hit.
that
Like,
was a hit.
what was it like for you being a young artist, right? And now finally getting into that space where other people who you looked up to now became on your level, now became peers with you.
Yeah.
And you see how did you like to struggle
Yeah, I
with?
see how do. I feel like I started fighting battles early. That's what I was saying.
What kind of battles?
People you looked up to, at that point I wasn't a kid. I had to grow up. I was their competition quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah. I became the one that wanted to take bread from
And
them
you had some level
quickly.
of confidence, and like your
Yeah.
intro was more cheddar, more diva, more. You were always
Moleg,
like
I
this.
was,
Where
I
did that
always
was it an act or you just really were very
never an
confident?
act. I've always been that girl. Like, oh, I said I was when I was. I've always been ready. When I say I've always known, and I was ready, and because it came early as well, it just made me more
Hmm.
confident. Like, yeah, I was meant to do this. I never faked it. I believed everything I was doing, and
Hmm.
obviously, my parents also instilled that confidence in
Yeah.
me as well. So I just always knew that I was that, but with becoming successful, it opened me up to life and the reality of life really early. So even though I was just 17, I was reading about finances
Hmm.
at 17, at 18. I had money problems. I had to sit. That was what was going through my mind. I was always chasing, okay, when is the next video gonna come out? When is the next this gonna happen for me? Oh my goodness, we
Adult
can't.
problems.
Adult problems. I was having adult problems at 18, 17.
Did that affect you?
Of course it did. I was having adult beef at 16, at 17. People you look up to, people you see on TV, and you think when you see this person, you
Auntie.
want to auntie who? They will first look at you, they'll be like,
Never stop.
They look at you like, that girl, she's not performing. If and then because I was so big, I always maybe was put last. Hey, oh my goodness.
Give me this tea.
She's performing last. I'm performing before her.
But your song was popping now, so
Yes,
clearly.
now, so my song was popping, so I used to have to go last. If you see beef, and in my mind, I couldn't. Maybe now I'm older, but at that point in my mind, I'm like, wow, how are you fighting me? I'm just a child.
And
You
in
know?
that time, there were not so many females in the industry, so the spotlight was really shared.
Yes, it
between
was.
the few females.
So it was hard, Timisa. Like that reality of you finding out that this person didn't want you to get this show, or that person was pulling the plug on your mic, and the industry was still so small. The people running, we're not up to 5. Everybody knew everybody.
True.
So imagine one person beefing with you. That's one stream of income gone, because it's like, I don't like this girl, so you're not gonna like this
So there's
girl.
so many gatekeepers in your time.
What? Not many. There were few. There were few gatekeepers. There were not many. There were just a handful.
And if you could not knock on that gate, sorry.
No, you even be there. But if you go and piss off, and obviously a lot of people just had issues with me, the new girl. They just had issues with where's she coming from? Has she paid her dues? They didn't even care if I was young. I was just the one that wanted to take the bread at that point in time, and they were not willing to share, and they were not welcome or welcoming. I wasn't welcome. So I think I had to deal with that reality of, oh man, people wicked. Very early. Very early.
But
Like,
you had some support now. Like
of course, my family has always been supportive, right? And I think them too, they were just like, I'll just get home. Are you good? Are you fine? I'm like, can you believe this person is doing this? And you're like, obviously my mom, you just have to be nice. Just have to be, if they pay you with evil, you pay them with good. And I'll get the whole lecture of being obviously the better person, the bigger person. But it was something that I just never, till today, I still don't understand. I don't get it.
Away from the brand that you created, Mocheda, who is Modukwe? Who would you see on a regular day? Catch her in her pajamas, chilling. Who's she?
First things first, I'm fabulous though.
I know.
Like even on a regular day, I'm not regular. That's just one.
Please, Mocheda, rest.
No.
I know this reality, but the fact that you have to remind me on my show, please.
Facts though. No, that's just facts. Like you're just not gonna catch me. I wake up fabulous. I'm just fabulous.
Okay, Beyonce.
Yeah. I was a fan of Kimberly. Remember? Did you ever watch Kimberly? That was my idol.
She had a variety show as well.
Yes, just the way she used to be, and I'll look at her and I'll be like, that's what I want to be. She was just fabulous. But on a regular day, I'm a great friend. I'm extremely, I think I live my life for the people I love. So I'm so given to my circle. I'm that one that would show up for you. I'm funny as hell.
You're funny. Let me think.
I'm so funny, Teresa.
You make me laugh sometimes.
I make you laugh all the time.
But no, I know you're a lot.
Yes, I am.
You're a handful. Your personality is out of this world. I give that to you. Yeah.
I have a large personality, actually.
Quite.
Which I think I like to. I think I hide. I don't know why I do. But when people meet me, they're like, I never thought you were like this.
Actually, I don't think so.
People are always shocked, and I don't know how or when that happened for me, but I've always just been such a bubbly. I'm the life of the party, basically.
I agree.
Party don't start till I show up.
Maybe probably party's on, but you show up and you make it better. But
yeah,
that's usually say.
But yeah, that's who I am. I'm a lot.
Yeah,
larger than life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is you, Mocheda, who has had all the hits and everything, and after a while, you just give us space and say, you know what, I'm going to take a break. We thought you were taking a break.
Yeah.
But this break is very long. So are you going to tell us the truth here and now? Are you still on a break? Or you're really done with us in terms of giving us good music?
I don't think I'm done.
Okay.
I'm definitely not done. I want to work on an EP. Actually.
Right. You said that before, yeah.
Yeah, I have. And then 2020 happened. Yeah. I was about to go into the studio. In fact, I was already in the studio, and then COVID hit. And then after COVID, baby hit. But I do want to, because music is my life. I've been doing this since I was 14. I don't know any.
That's why I'm really shocked that
else.
That's why I'm really shocked that you can confidently just say, you know what, let me take a break.
because he felt like I was in an abusive relationship.
Tell me about that abusive relationship. That's the part I want
That's
to
the
hear.
thing. So imagine something you've known all your life. Start when I was 14. And I was successful at pretty quickly.
Mm,
So I hustled, but I was blessed pretty quickly
yeah.
too. So, and then that thing becomes so ugly to you. So it became, I was burnt out. I was sad. Till today, the only friends I have are my friends from secondary school. I didn't make friends in uni. Everybody wanted to be Mo Cheddar's friend. But
What's
Mocheda was
Modupe's
not
friend?
Modupe's friend. Mocheda wasn't
Mm,
even Modupe's friend. Everybody refers to Mocheda in the third. Like, nobody says Mo. Everybody's like, is that what Mocheda is going to be? I'm like, yeah, that's what I talk about Mocheda in the third. And maybe that's why I was so grounded. I just always knew it was work for me. These personalities, I didn't take it home. I didn't
mm,
take her home. I was not Mocheda at home. I was Modupe at home. Do you understand? So, but everybody that met me when I was a star wanted to be Mo Cheddar's friend.
yeah.
And I knew that. So I don't have friends.
It's so funny because these are your formative years where, as a
Yes.
teenager, you're trying to
Yes, you're
supposed to
so
mix your
impressionable.
friends,
You're
make
supposed to,
mistakes, but you're working.
but
So
I'm working. I worked, I've been working all my
I tell
life.
my brother this thing every time. Like, sometimes I'm exhausted.
Yes, it's true. I was burnt out. And I won't forget, I think I just got back from South Africa.
Mm,
And as I landed, a lot of shows are always really impromptu. I sit down in my bed, obviously sad. A bed that doesn't even feel like your bed, by the way,
yeah.
because you're hardly there. And then I get a BBM message. You're going to Ghana tomorrow. And I just burst out crying. And I messaged my manager. I said, I'm not going. And he said, what did you say to me? I said, I'm not going. He said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to sleep. He said, what are you saying to me? I said, yes. I said, this sleep. I will sleep this sleep. He said, what do you want to do? Like every time I kept telling people, like, I'm not, what do you want to do? I kept saying, I want to sleep. That's what sleep. And it was kind of like I was mad. I said, I want to sleep. I'm not gonna go. I don't want to go. Like I've hardly been in my bed. I just want
Mm.
to be in this bed. I just want to sleep. Can I sleep? You sleep on the point I said, no. This sleep, I will sleep it.
And
Return that money. I want to
you
sleep.
know, it's so funny how you go from this girl who wanted to be Beyonce so bad
Yeah.
that you get to a point where you just like take everything away.
Yeah.
And fame is crazy. It's like a drug, but then again, like y- the drug, like if you take too much, like people who are on drugs, it's
Yeah.
bad for them.
It is a drug. It is, and you
But
lose
then you need
yourself.
the drug because you're so used to taking that drug.
Yeah. It just chops off at your personality, at your core. And I felt empty. Because I didn't even know. I was lost. Like I'll sit down with my friends and they'll be talking about a movie and I'd not watched a movie in like 3 years. I started dating really early. Yeah.
We know that.
And I started dating when I was, I think, 17. Yeah,
Now
17.
BK did that time.
Yeah, when
He
I
did
was
BK since
17.
70 years.
Yes, I
That's the
was.
husband of your you too.
He is.
And you've got married to him. At
Yeah.
least you got something, my
Do
sister.
you know?
I
Do you
beg.
know? Every time I
Even
think about it,
if
and I tell him all the time. I was like, "What if I only did music because I had to meet you? Because if I didn't do music, I wouldn't have met him."
a love story.
So sometimes I just tell myself, "I probably did music."
Was he in music as well? Did you miss him
No,
through
he
music?
wasn't in music. But Sage introduced us, right? He owned a magazine at the time. He was also very young,
Mm.
and she just said, "Oh my God, there's this boy, I'm mentoring. You have to meet him." And I was like, no, I'm not dating. Like I was very
Mm.
into this my career. I said me
Beyonce
date.
Lomo.
I said no, I have to focus. I'm not dating anybody. Da 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 da. I have to focus on my music. And she was like, you have to meet him.
Mm.
And funny story, Sagi was still in my house like last month. And she just goes, she can't believe it. Like
I
you guys have a
swear.
kid now and you're playing mommy and daddy. And I met him and I was like, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is it.
And you guys dated for that long.
For
So
that
like
long.
we're putting other people not to sting you. This is you that's a superstar traveling all
I
over the
said I
world.
don't used to watch film. Where will you see? I was like, air, wind. Where will you see? Where will you toast me from?
Let's talk about the Sinambari. I don't mind if we born twins.
That was
I
the
don't
Destiny
live
and
by
Berry
this
phase
love
after
since.
the after the break.
That song is one of the most iconic songs to come out of
I
Nigeria.
know.
And this is me singing to the camera. If you guys don't
Yeah.
know this number, I know this Gen Zs might not know it.
They will know it now.
What inspired this number?
Such a lover girl. So yeah, I
I see
wanted
that.
I wanted to write a love song.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously when I heard the beat, so they make the beat first and then
Mm-hmm.
you write to the beat. That's what just came to me. Love. Yeah.
You know, the video, the fashion from that video, the right now that video will still be relevant in 2023 because I don't know what was that video shot.
We're in Ekpe here. I'm telling you, in one sand pit.
You gave me
Clarence shot the
Hollywood
video.
realness, and after this number, you went
No,
back
no, I
to
did more songs. I did Let Me Love You.
okay.
And I guess music also wasn't ready for that type of sound. They loved
Mm,
Destin and Berry, but things that came after
mm,
wasn't they were not like as accepted as Destin and Berry was. But I still put out music like 2-3 years after that. I did Let Me Love You.
mm.
Beautiful song, by the way. Let Me Love You. I worked with Mosa. I did other songs. I did Survive. Survive is another
I think I
song.
know of Survive.
Oh, Survive is such a beautiful song. I still Survive. I'm still going to shoot a video for Survive. I haven't shot a video for that song, but it's also very timeless.
I still want to talk about your break, right?
Hmm.
So this is you. You've dropped this number, Survive, and the
Yeah.
other singles that you dropped. So what happened after?
I went into fashion.
Yes, you
Yeah.
started designing.
Yeah, I started designing and that was good. That was fun. I
Yeah.
loved it.
You also became an influencer.
Yes. And I've always been an influencer, but they didn't used
No,
to call
but
it
you were giving us a
influeing.
run for our money. You were
Yeah.
competing with us.
I was, but they
at the
didn't call it
time.
influencing then. Do you get what I mean? I was
Yeah.
just, doing and not to blow my horns, but I've always been ahead of my time.
Boy, you didn't stress me.
I've always been ahead of my time.
Yeah.
I've been doing makeup tutorials for like 10 years now.
Let's talk about family,
Hmm?
love, and being a
Yeah.
mother now.
Yeah.
You, I know one of the things that's so interesting about you. I'm gonna get there, but like, anyway, let me just hit it. Like, as open as you are, and warm as you are, there's also a part of you that minds your business, keeps everything tight.
And drinks my
You
tea.
only show us what you want us to see.
Yeah.
Where did you borrow that template from? First of all,
No, let me tell you why.
Mm.
Because I was popular when there was no social media.
Mhm.
So first, I didn't need social media for validation because I was a star before. I've even forgotten all this. Econium.
Yeah, those
So
magazines.
this is how it was before. Before the magazines used to come out during the weekend. So when you hear G7, the gist has happened last week. That's when you now hear it next week. So it
You
wasn't a
moved-
case
yeah.
of it wasn't hot topics.
Yeah.
So first, I was not in that social media sphere because that's not what my fame was based on. So I didn't need it for validation. So I didn't need to post on there and prove that this is my life, this is this. It didn't do anything for me because that's not where I came from. And then two, when the social media did come, I was bullied. And it got to a point where I developed thick skin. But I knew my weakness. My only weakness was my then boyfriend. I would notice that you can abuse me. You can abuse me. I will not care. If you abuse my boyfriend, I will almost die.
Juliet.
Like,
They love a girl.
Roots, dear. Juliet is a good girl.
Ruth, no, stop.
That is
Take it to the
Roots.
Bible, my
Take it to
friend.
the Bible. Like, it used to eat. No, that
Why?
one.
But he didn't care, right?
No, I guess do you know the way I don't think I even ever asked him how he felt because I was so distraught. You think that it was me they were insulting or picking on. But when they would pick on him, if they would,
So
maybe
people
we're at
actually
an
pick on your
event.
boyfriend that's not even in music.
You see if they take our picture somewhere and that picture should enter Twitter like this. Mocheda's boyfriend, Mocheda's relationship, Mocheda's this. And it actually used to eat me up. Nobody knew when I got married.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? You know, because I mean,
bullying, Temisa.
Yeah, I know that bit, right? I know that you're trying to.
Do you know they used to call me Lord of the Rings?
What does that mean?
Because we dated for so long.
I
So
beg-
no. Do you know that was my nickname at one point?
It's a lie.
What didn't they call me? You know, when I went through the whole getting to know myself, I was happy in real life. And that's what it taught me. Because I'd been so unhappy for so long that when I finally became happy, I just enjoyed being happy, and I didn't need to show people I was happy, or I didn't need their validation to show I was with the most amazing person. Like, you don't need to know that. I'm not gonna share that with you. I'm gonna keep it to myself and enjoy every moment. So yeah, I just loved my private life, and I never used to share it. So I got married. There were no phones at my wedding. Nothing.
Let's talk about you leaving girlfriendhood to being a wife.
Yeah,
Did
let's talk
anything really
about
change, or
that.
you guys just continue your lives, but just as a couple?
It's different. I'm telling you, I thought you'd be the same. When you with we weren't living together before we got married.
All this time that you guys have been dating,
No, no, we weren't
you
living together.
never
I was,
lived together
I
at
was
any
living in
point.
my mother's house, my parents' house.
Ah,
I wasn't. I'm a good girl. Oh. I was not living with man. Oh, before
big
I
girl, no, they
married him.
pay. You know,
This girl pay. Oh.
I know you pay. You pay you. You
Yeah,
pay you.
pay me. But we weren't living together before we got
Mm.
married. And we had been together for 10 years. And when we got married, right, it wasn't bad. It was beautiful. So another
Mm.
thing I've also learned with marriages, yes, you live together, but it's also important to have your time and your spaces. That
Mm-hmm.
also helps. You are together, but we're doing our thing. I'm doing my thing. You're doing your thing. Then we'll do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go back to doing our thing. So it took a while for me to also I just thought when you marry like these, two of us will be following ourselves everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of work to be in a marriage.
It is. It's a lot of what people don't know is I think it's selflessness. It is the highest form of selflessness, at least for me. This person, I love this person with all of me, and he loves me with all of him, and he'll do everything for me, and I'll do everything for him. So we're pouring into each other
Mm.
in a way that we just want to see each other happy and make each other happy and smile. And that's for me.
Where I could
That's
see this
just
kind of love, God.
I don't know. You
You've
go
had it
ahead.
for like 15 years.
I have. God loves me. I
Tell me
know.
about the third person journey in your family.
She's so
You
cute.
just had a baby.
Yeah,
So,
she's the most amazing
mhm.
person.
When you got, tell me about from pregnancy to finding out that you got
Let
pregnant
me
and
tell you about pregnancy. So yeah, that's another thing. You
mm.
think, you date, then comes babies, but then baby didn't come. Yeah,
After marriage, like
3 years.
also you were trying, like you were not trying.
What, Timisa? What? Timisa, from the first, because I was ready to go. I dated this person for years. I wanted that belly immediately. What are we waiting for?
Mm.
And from that moment, from that month, I'm looking at myself like,
What's going on?
what's happening?
No, but before you're not catching any belly that time when I did this.
You see baby for my
I'm
hand.
sorry.
Which kind of question we are on now? No, no, they were even. I think I had nieces, so a lot
Mm.
of people even thought we had a child already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but baby didn't come early, Timisa, and
Wow.
obviously brought us closer, I believe. But it was for me, it was the hardest thing ever, Timisa.
Because you just assume that you know what we're married now,
We're
Lord.
married now,
What's
Lord,
next,
and you're like,
kids?
what's wrong with me? And like everybody can do this thing. Oh. It's be like it's me that can't do this thing. What's going on here?
And you know this, and in these situations, then it's usually the woman that feels like she's inadequate.
Yeah. Let me tell you what happened on there. So there was a time I was running some tests and I went to the hospital. At this point, how old was I? I think I was like 29 then, or going on 30. And the nurse looks at me when I was getting dressed. She was like, madam, how old are you? I said, I'm 29. She said, when our mothers are begging us to get married early, that's why you're going through what you're going through. If
At
you had gotten
29,
married at like 24, you won't be having these issues.
she said it to you.
I was shocked. You know me, I always have a comeback for any clap back for clap. I was shocked. That was the first day something held my tongue. So when she came, wow, Timisa. Oh yeah, yeah.
No, we're talking about what your pregnancy was like.
Yeah.
The tell me about
Sickness,
the
yeah.
the
No, I'm sorry to tell you, when I found out I was pregnant, I don't get it. The joy in my heart. I can't. I can't quantify. I can't explain to you. And I was ready to take on this challenge. I said, yes, this is gonna happen. I planned a trip. So I'm gonna travel in 2 weeks. My sister first said, are you sure? I said, what do you mean? What do you mean by am I sure? I said, you're not feeling anyhow. I said, what do you mean by am I feeling anyhow? I don't feel anyhow now. I'll be good. She said, I don't think you'll be able to travel. I said, "Ah, what do you mean? I said, I'll travel. She said, okay. 2 weeks after Temisa, I just woke up one morning and I started throwing. I felt like I was dying. I was dead. I thought I was in the afterlife, but apparently I was here. And I was like, why do I feel this way? So I called up my sister. She's like, yeah, that's morning sickness. Now, I used to go to travel. I was like, maybe it's just today. Because I now read somewhere that sometimes you have good days, you have
Mm.
bad days. It's just morning. So I thought that at times before 12 now, should be just like 4 hours.
You snap back.
I'll be okay. So I was throwing up like every 30 minutes. When I say throw up, not the film throw up, oh. Not the one they do in the movies, that cute one. Oh, you'll be boiling like a gen. You'll be starting. Then you know that throw up. You know when you want to purge. You know there's a sickness that comes over you.
Yes.
That overwhelming. You first go through that overwhelming rush of sickness.
To bon piqué.
You now run. Go and throw up. While you are throwing up, Temisa, I threw up. There's a lot going on in our tummy. There's a lot going on in our tummy. It's just not food, water. There's foam. There's different levels to this. So pregnancy, Temisa. How you show me pepper? So many. The list was too long. Couldn't. My legs were huge like this kettle. Which kettle? This your shoe. Big. If you, I couldn't walk. My wrist, my waist, my head, my teeth. I couldn't chew.
It's so beautiful to see how you've grown as an artist into somebody who found herself eventually into a wife and a mother, and you're still working, you're still doing your thing. I'm really proud of you. Like even hearing this story, and I didn't think that. I mean, we did gist, but I don't know. Say you went through all of this ordeal, and I'm happy that you're where you are now.
I survived.
You survived.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to expect any new music? I mean,
think
now that
so.
everything is settled, you've had your baby.
I'm very spontaneous, right? So I honestly can just be like, you know what? I'm gonna call up my producer friends and we're going to the studio. But I want is what I want to do because I feel like there's still so much and so many parts of me that I haven't gotten to show that I want to.
But what do you think about the industry now?
I love
Especially
it.
for females.
Ooh, because these are my babes now. This is what I was doing. And when I see them now, I'm like, yes.
Do you think there'll be more money now for you?
More money. I have money.
No, I mean like music wasn't giving you the money that you wanted.
But because I have money, I'm not gonna be looking into that money. I don't need that money.
So just for passion now.
Yeah. I'll probably never become a performing artist again because I can't go into that hustle and bustle of traveling up and down. Just a recording artist because I love to.
So there's a part of our show that's proudly sponsored by Lipton.
Okay.
It's called the Spill the Tea segment, obviously Lipton. Spill the Tea. So basically we just ask you some questions that are inner. So the first one I have here is okay. Actually, this one I actually wanted to ask you.
What?
Where did Mo Cheddar come from?
Mo Cheddar. So that's another thing. My name was just Mo. M-O. That's what it was. And everywhere I went, people would be like, Mo what? And there was an artist in America called Lil Mo. And she was famous. So we'd be like, more like Lil Mo. And in my mind, I'm like, it's just Mo. Why can't it just be Mo? And then Mo Abudu came out. And then they'll be like, Mo who? Mo Abu. They wanted me to have a son named so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's Mo. And then I started rapping. And when I would write all the time, I would always just pick cheddar. I don't know where that word came from. I would always say cheddar. The word cheddar for money was raining then. And cheddar rhymed with so many things.
Rappers used to use it.
Yes, because he rhymes with it's a bottomless rhyme word. So I'll just say Mo cheddar flow better go get her. I'll just keep doing the eat a bit, And then everywhere I went randomly, never told anybody my name was Mo Cheddar. And then people would go, Mo Cheddar is in the building.
Oh.
And remember, I used to be so upset. I'll be like, no, my name is Mo. And they'd be like, but why are you saying Mo Cheddar? When I said, you're not calling me Mo Better. I also said better, And everywhere I went, they would keep calling me Mo Cheddar. And At some point, I just
Just run
stopped.
with it.
I just stopped. Even the spelling, I had to sit with myself. Do I put H? Do I put R? Like, because I'm like, that's what they're calling me now, and I just ran with it and let it happen.
Mm.
And it's been a beautiful
I like the
thing.
name.
It's
I
been
love
good
it.
to me.
Let me ask you this one quickly. If you're going to make a comeback track featuring any Nigerian musician, who would it be?
Fireboy.
Oh, you like him like that.
I am such a Fireboy
I think you guys will make
fan. I
a
am
great song
such.
together.
I think we have the same writing style.
Mm-hmm.
He says what I would say. So when I'm listening to his music, I'm like, is this me? Yeah, I'm such a Fireboy. And then I'm also Kiss Daniel fan.
We are all Kiss Daniel fans.
Yeah, Kiss
Okay,
Daniel
so
a Fireboy.
we should be expecting a feature very soon.
Yes.
Okay, last before you go. What's your favorite song that you've ever made?
Oh, Destined Mary. Easy.
Me too.
I used to cry when I wrote that song, and every time I'd
Mm.
listen to the song in the studio, I'll be crying. I
Cheers
loved
to
it. I loved
Destined
it that
Memory.
much. Yeah.
That's a record for life.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
So I have a special gift for you, courtesy of Lipton.
Thank you.
It's for special people.
Thank
So
you.
when you get home, sip
Thank
some
you.
Lipton.
I will. I'll tag
Spill
you.
the tea with your
Honey,
friends.
and see, gifts are so important in this time.
They are.
Thank
Things are not
you.
easy right
Things
now.
are easy. I like it.
Thank you so much more for coming on my
Thank
show. Please help me
you.
sign out. Of
So
course.
thank you for watching Tay and I. He's been my friend for years, and it's actually really awkward doing this with
I
him.
know.
But I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoyed being here. Have a great day. That's it.